Hi, my name is Seamus Morrison. I'd like to thank CBTF for supporting Can't Make a Dream. Today I'll be reading two poems. This first one is called Clouded. I unwillingly gave my parents the impression that I was not happy in school. I whistled, watching the ducks on the lagoon congregate and quack. I took to the winter like them, huddling for warmth with myself. I wasn't alone. I found happiness like a neighbor, eating butter lettuce in an alleyway, then chastised it for being so late and far removed. That butter lettuce was my unpreposterous fault. Where were the clouds when what I needed most was sunlight? I stared at the cloud-covered sun with the realization of my insignificance and subsequent naps. Walking to the fence before the lagoon, I tripped on my shoelaces, used the fence for balance while I tied them, and I guess I must have tripped again because I woke up sniffing the spiky asphalt. Aeroplane and seemingly cubist Art Deco wallpaper strapped to the clouds, my sky gelatin. Superimposing stress onto stress, I climbed up onto them where the sun reached the night. The good thing was I didn't have to slather sunscreen up there because the clouds sent their secondhand sun down to the earth, down to asphalt and human dimples, down to duck meetings and happiness that just hasn't met itself yet. I remember that fortuitous day I tripped on my shoelaces. Fortuitous because I had a good laugh, and because death brought me closer to my clouds. The clouds smiled at me. I just lost my sense of what's right or wrong, and for months I reveled in small things like fasting diets and mud. I just didn't worry about that something going wrong because I already looked it in the eye and sniffed it thoroughly. I let it shake me and drop me to my mother, and she shook me too. She said, "Son," and she doesn't call me son that often, "get a grip on yourself. You know you can't play in the mud." To which I replied, "Yes, but it saw me first." The second one is called Smallness in Our Birds. 11 birds huddled in a black squad, sunning their arid feathers. Wings stuck out straight to the sides, like they were gliding in place beyond the wetlands, the mass of water, tall grass, dragonflies, and diving birds. Perched on a giant oak as dead as their last meal, I naively assumed they were scavengers with the raw pink stub of a head that can stare convincingly into a bone. The kind that circles around all afternoon until the burning sun chooses them as its partner. You never see them descend from their circling, but here it is, a huddling. Stephen and I stood on the bridge by the pond, delaying sitting because a man with a bike was on the bench. We didn't see the black dry cleaning birds. A nature lover like him, that would have stirred his concentration. Birds sit on their hind feathers or fly. It never hit him that ducks have a hidden dimension in their feathers. It's an oily wash that we don't see because black is behind it. There are shades of green in that feeling that haven't grown. Shades of blue too high to record, too deep to fetch. A single shade of black, like calligraphy ink or a blank television, to give an excuse for being lost. The other colors in the duck spectrum suggest a sorbet duck, but it's the black that gives them smallness, that gives them the gleam of pond water.